Hi everyone, Sarah here to tell you about another book I read called 666 Park Avenue by Gabriella Pierce. This book was published in 2011 and is 307 pages of chick lit and paranormal and occult fiction genres. And it is also the first in a trilogy, which I did not realize until I had finished the first book. I haven't read the other two, but this is also a TV show. It was a TV show in 2012. For one season, it was on ABC, and then they canceled it. And the book is not as dark as the title makes it out to be, although there are some dark themes throughout the book. Now, the story follows 24-year-old Jane Boyle, who is living in Paris, and she's an American citizen. When she was around 9 months, 11 months maybe, her parents died in a car accident, and her grandmother whisked her away to a small, secluded town in France. And she always felt like she missed out on a more loving and fulfilling childhood, because her grandmother always seemed to be hiding her away, and she never really had a lot of friends, and she just wished she had a better family dynamic overall and better childhood. And when she was old enough, Jane left for Paris and became an architect and never looked back. And she soon meets Malcolm Doran, who is this wealthy American, and he's very attractive. He is an antiques collector and or an antiques dealer, I guess. And he and she fall in love very quickly and get engaged very quickly. And Jane decides to move to America, which only happens after she discovers that her grandmother has just passed away, and she finds a note that says that Jane is actually a witch, and she's from like a very long and powerful line of witches, and there's just some very dangerous people looking for her because she is now the last in the long line of witches, which only the females in the family are witches in this kind of witchy non novel. So in this universe, excuse me. And so Jane kind of decides to ignore this little issue and just pretend like it didn't happen and she didn't learn this about herself, and she's really not ready to believe that she's a witch. So she decides she's going to move to America with Malcolm and join his family in New York City, so that she can finally get the family experience that she's always wished for. But little does she know, she's about to discover some kind of witchy secrets about the Doran family, and she must find a way to harness her power, because marrying into this family will prove to be not as fulfilling as she thought. Especially with the Dorian matriarch, Lynn, who is Malcolm's mother and is a socialite in Manhattan, and she also makes a big show of welcoming Jane into the family and wanting to help her plan the best wedding that anybody will ever attend. But Jane slowly starts to understand Lynn isn't all that she appears to be. And as the story progresses, Jane finds help harnessing her powers in her newfound friend Harris, who is part of a very powerful family of witches as well, although he doesn't have his own powers. And Dee, who doesn't have any abilities but is part of a witch coven and is very interested in like the religious aspect of it, and she understands a lot more about Jane's powers than she does herself. And we get a lot of twists and turns as Jane navigates her new life. Overall, I would say this book is really enjoyable, and I liked how Jane grew as a character. She became very strong and independent, and I can only imagine that she continues to grow as a character in the next two books. The second book is The Dark Glamour, and the third is The Lost Soul. And all three of these books are available as ebook downloads on the library website. And they're also accessible through Overdrive and the Libby app with your library card. And the first two books in the series are available as e-audiobook downloads, but unfortunately the third one is not. But I hope you check them out, see what they're about, and you might really enjoy it. Thanks for watching.